Hello, God bless, Lee Rice here again. These are now the statistics on this street. As I've shared in other videos, the very same street that I said, November 2015, Zombies Don't Feel Pain, my favourite performance, written in Luxembourg City, 6 months before that. So this is their statistics in this unbelievably selfish adult society that fail to acknowledge books, which obviously contain words, information, and art. They fail to acknowledge anything that's taking place directly in front of them while I teach the Bambinis on repeat. Completely fail to even acknowledge, now there's an artist next to me too, which is really great. It looks like Mickey has finished for the day. And they just keep walking. They fail to acknowledge that. I'm not even taking the guitar out. Why should I? They fail to acknowledge that books contain information or art. No matter how many times I share the truth and repeat, the truth of the greatest artist of all time on repeat, this is day 20, they fail to acknowledge that anything at all is even taking place right in front of them. They fail to have any compassion whatsoever. The scenario last night was absolutely insane too, while the police were right next to us. They failed to acknowledge 3 homeless brothers plus 3 artists together. I'm here with my alien brother, Dr. Smooth Vibes, multi-instrumentalist and producer. I'm here with GF Ultra, my brother Thierry, signed dance producer. And I'm the writer and vocalist for our first 4 songs signed together to G Mafia Records. GF Ultra, Where Have All the Humans Gone? At a time like this, make it through, there's a lot to believe in. Every single child notices I'm teaching them on repeat, and every single adult for the last 3 hours has refused to acknowledge, as they've done every day since I've been here, pretty much consistently, failed to, I'm saying, Cani Del Real to Ciao, Dog of Reality, how are you? And every single thing that I say, teaching the children, repeating the truth of the greatest artist of all time, they refuse to acknowledge any of it. Nice to see you, Child of Reality. And I'm doing all of this on repeat. This is 9 hours now today, and this is their statistics. When I shared the last video, 5 hours, it already made it to 6 hours. So in 6 hours, for Do You Have 10 Cents, this is now stage 9 of exactly the same scenario, with the book open and the statistics on the page. They refuse to acknowledge it. I'm opening my other books, all of this, as a writer of 25 years. They fail and refuse to acknowledge the books contain some kind of information. They're walking around laughing and refuse to offer DHE testimony to homeless brothers and sisters, to writers, artists, poets, musicians, and they're walking around laughing. Walking around laughing, checking the ground, walking around laughing, checking that way, walking around, and doing everything they can to avoid all contact with any music or art and anything at all to do with the truth and all compassion. They refuse to offer 10 cents. They refuse to offer water. They refuse to say, would you like some water? Would you like some bread? No. They refuse to acknowledge that books contain information. They refuse to even see it. If I take my guitar out, they refuse to even hear the sound of the instruments. Refuse, completely refuse. 99% of the adult society moving through Napoli have 0.0 compassion. 0.0 compassion. They fail to recognize any type of music or art or any truth in English or Italian for 20 days on repeat. They do exactly this. Their eyes go down. They come past, they laugh, then their eyes go down to the ground. They'll do exactly the same last night, past 3 homeless brothers plus 3 artists. Now there's 4 artists realistically on this side, and they just keep walking, checking the ground, checking themselves, laughing and joking, checking the ground, checking themselves, void of all emotion, void of compassion, without the offer of exactly what it says on that page right there. While I'm recording the statistics, they don't even notice I'm doing it. That is 9 hours in this adult society of Napoli. In Nove, this society of Napoli would offer 3 artists collectively sitting here right now. 8 of them would offer anything at all. And that's exactly the same amount right there from the entirety of Napoli's adult moving society. While I'm saying, Dio bambini, I bambini possono vedere è un miracolo, figli d'Arialta cosa vedi, in Italian. They're refusing to even acknowledge their own language with 10 cents of compassion. With 10 cents of compassion for 3 artists sitting together right here in the heart of Napoli next to another artist. Absolutely refusing to have any compassione whatsoever. 99.9% of the moving adults through Napoli have no compassione whatsoever. They fail to acknowledge that books contain information and art. They fail to acknowledge it. They fail to recognize me teaching the children on repeat, even in Italian, with even a token offer of exactly what it says on that page. They've once again left me without water, without enough for a cafe, without enough for a una cinquanta birra that way. They do not have compassion. I've also shared the evidence with ours of they do not have simple logic. They have no respect and fail to acknowledge any type of music or art. I've been playing an extensive playlist on repeat and letting the children know about the greatest artists of all time for 20 days on repeat, and they refuse to have any compassione whatsoever. In 1 hour, approximately, these are the statistics, 1 single adult in this society will come along with any compassion whatsoever, and that's for 3 artists, plus a homeless brother combined, plus exactly the same for the man on his knees, and exactly the same scenario while 2 homeless brothers joined me last night in this position, one in a wheelchair playing the guitar. They just keep walking, eyes in the ground. They just keep walking, eyes in the ground, on repeat, over and over and over again for thousands of days. They are void of compassion, with an inability to recognize art, music, art, the truth, or the writer of 25 years teaching their children on repeat. This is what's going on in the most selfish society I have ever seen on Via Toledo, Napoli. The exact same place in November 2015 I said zombies don't feel pain. They were bad then. Zombies don't feel pain. Not only do zombies don't feel pain, they can't see, hear or feel anything at all. Emotionally void of all compassion, all love, all respect, all logic. 99.9% of the moving adult society, I repeat, through Napoli, cannot recognize books with information at all, fail to acknowledge it, fail to acknowledge the greatest artists of all time on repeats, fail to acknowledge me teaching their children in Italian and English on repeat, and fail to have any compassion whatsoever in this society on this streets. God bless.